Hello everyone. The topic of our group today is the impacts of Melbourne transport upgrades on future urban development and metropolitan residential property market. I'm Daniel, the planner.
I'm Stephen, the property developer.
I'm Helen, the community representative.
I'm Alan, the economist.
From a planner's perspective, it is crucial for Melbourne to have a transportation upgrade to cope with the future population growth. Current ongoing projects include metro tunnel construction and transport network improvements. The $10.9 billion metro tunnel will further extend the covering areas of Melbourne CBD as well as surrounding inner suburbs. The completed project will contribute to increase the connectivity to the Metropolitan Railway network with notable upgraded railroad capacity in inner CBD. Some previously enduring transport issues such as the overload of public transport during peak hours around the University of Melbourne in Parkville should be significantly relieved. The proposed new railway route penetrating Melbourne CBD from the north to the south should also assist in resolving the overwhelmed tram traffic along Swanston Street. A major part of the Metro Tunnel project will be carried out in Melbourne CBD, where travel has been extremely busy. The planning authority should implement considerate evaluation before issuing construction permits. The project plan should be thoroughly reviewed as the anticipated construction processes will certainly bring more pressure to the currently overloaded traffic in the CBD. Patterns of population flows need to be established to avoid severe inconvenience to the public. Some construction processes that require road priority, such as roadblocks, should be strictly scheduled during weekends or other off-peak hours to avoid traffic conflicts with the public. The project is not expected to be completed until 2025, and therefore it is necessary for the Council to work out alternative plans to diminish the inconvenience to the lowest level.
New infrastructure such as major connecting roads can greatly affect people's perception of distance. It can also improve an area's value and safety. Implement further improvement across the metropolitan bus and train network, including progressively update existing bus service, plan to better link to people to job-rich areas, community and service center, following bus network upgrades across Victorian regional areas. Until 2031, the housing dwelling requirement in Melbourne metropolitan area will increase to the level between 120,000 and 145,000. A new transport link can promote interest in an area that was previously underappreciated or perceived to be too far away. Due to the Victorian transportation upgrades, many suburban housing prices within 20 kilometers from the city centre also saw additional growth in the first half of this year. These areas are mainly located in the north and northeast regions. The completion of the government public transport project will shorten the commuting time between this area and the city centre. Northern suburbs have become the preferred location for investors because of the lower property prices. In some cheaper suburbs, the cost of living is still high if count the cost of transportation. For example, housing prices in outer suburbs such as Sunshine North and Broadmeadows are much lower than those in Melbourne inner suburbs, but local residents will pay higher transport costs.
Now I'm going to introduce the impact of upgrade transport system by both positive and negative sides for community. Firstly, the provision of transport service and infrastructure, such as at railroads, must keep up with population growth in outer Melbourne, because it is critical that land uses and transport are integrated to support each other. There will be ongoing development and maintenance of the railroad network to support improved travel times, safety and reliability for people living in growth areas and outer suburbs, and businesses located in these areas. The government will plan and deliver high-quality public transport in line with the rate of development in outer areas. The development of outer suburban transport brings the convenient transport service and also leads to development of suburban housing price and provide a wider range of options for home buyers. Secondly, local travel leads to service, recreational and social activities. It occurs throughout the day rather than just at peak times. It is important to ensure all residents can access the local service they need in their community. Neighborhood design and the development of destination influence local travel, detecting how much people walk and cycle. Short neighborhood daily trips enable people to have choice other than a private car. In this process, people choose to walk and cycle more. The residents' living environment will also be greatly improved, increase the safety and reduce environmental pollution. Lastly, about the negative impact during the construction of transport system, the rapid population growth has benefited Melbourne and Victoria, but the government did not consistently plan and invest in public transport. This led to most serious congestion problem in Melbourne. Some of these commuters spend a few hours a day blocking traffic.
Melbourne Airport is an important contributor to the Victorian economy, adding 17.6 billion in 2016, which is almost 7% of the total gross state product. The airport precinct is an anchor employer that directly supports more than 20,000 full-time equivalent jobs. The economic activity of business operating within the airport precinct contributes $3.7 billion to the Victorian economy annually. The Melbourne Airport train link would enhance a prosperous future by offering an efficiently and productive transport way. Recently, the coalition has already committed 30 million to put together a business case for the train line, utilizing a public-private partnership to return on investment might be greater than traditional, entirely private or government methods. Moreover, 274 million for an additional 20 E-Class train to add to the 50 E-Class train which are currently being rolled out across the network. It will stimulate the local manufacture and economic development.
So in conclusion, improvements on transportation plays a significant role in Melbourne's ongoing development. It has various benefits in both the economy and the residents, providing more options for people's lifestyles as well as incentives for residential property growth, especially in Melbourne outer suburbs. It is embedded in the Melbourne Metropolitan Strategy to achieve thorough improvements in Melbourne transport in the long run as a basis of realizing urban sprawl. While on the other hand, planning strategy should be constantly revised to include adequate considerations for all stakeholders as well as keep up with time changes. Thank you.